All right, we're back on the Scare Value podcast, and Martha has returned.
Yay!
Hi.
With another movie suggestion for movies that Pete likes, and now we're out at 2.
That's it. That's the unless you want to watch Poltergeist.
I haven't seen it.
That's what I think. People are sleeping on that one.
Okay.
It's a good one.
All right.
All right, let me start with the correction and apology. This should be coming out on August 2nd after the Monster Squad commentary. So I should apologize to my mother for claiming that she was a fan of the Holocaust.
Well,
But I'm going to apologize for the lists 2 weeks ago where Ken put Poltergeist in the top 10 horror movies of all time. Because a correction, it is not.
it is.
And now you've stolen my mother's apology.
Well, you know, I don't know if you really need to apologize for that. Well, I guess
No,
you should.
I think she does.
Yeah, if anything.
It was a wild time, that Monster Squad.
Oh, boy.
Watch along.
Ready or not? I almost said Ready or Die. I don't even know what that means.
Well,
Is that another movie? Sounds
no,
like
but
it should
they
be.
did, so
They did a lot.
Sounds like a skateboarding movie.
Ready or Die.
From the
Skate or
late...
Die, the video game.
Ah, there it is.
Yeah,
All right, that's what I was thinking of.
it wasn't what you were thinking.
Is there a Twisted Metal movie coming out?
TV show.
Yeah.
TV show.
Something. Yeah.
Okay.
That was a TV show. Do you want to play my Nicolas Cage game?
Yes, more than I've ever wanted to
I have
before.
a Nicolas Cage
Is
game
it-
for both of you.
All right.
I went to Rotten Tomatoes, and I wrote down 10 movies, and to be considered rotten, you have to get less than 60% of reviews positive.
Okay.
And fresh is 60% or more. So I'm going to give each of you 5 movies, and you can guess if it's fresh or rotten on Rotten
fun.
Tomatoes.
Okay.
Would you like to be odds or evens, Martha?
Evens.
Would you like to go first or second, Pete?
That's a hard question. All right, I'm odd, so first.
Okay. The movie, 1997's Con Air. Rotten or fresh on Rotten Tomatoes?
Fresh.
Incorrect. It is a rotten 58.
No, that's going to be an apology for you next week.
1998's City of Angels.
I thought it's Martha or me?
No,
again?
I'm going to see how many 5 you get.
Oh.
See how many 5 she gets.
Oh, fresh.
Oh, that is also rotten, 58% also. Your favorite film?
Fresh.
The Ant Bully. Fresh? That is correct.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I didn't. They're not in any kind of order here. I did them odds and evens, so they weren't. So if you have a system here, Pete's favorite film, National Treasure, 2004.
I haven't seen that one yet. Or the sequels. I'm holding that for like a binge day.
What?
But are they good?
Oh, yeah, fresh.
It is rotten, 46%.
Oh, shit.
And a classic performance, Vampire's Kiss,
Fresh.
1989. The most over the
Super
top.
fresh.
It is fresh, 63%.
Yeah.
He got 2. It's a tough score to
Okay.
beat.
All right.
No, your
Here we
facts
go.
are wrong, buddy.
All right, Martha. 2023's Renfield, rotten or fresh?
Fresh.
58% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I think Rotten Tomatoes needs to be fact-checked.
2021's Willy's Wonderland.
Fresh.
Rotten.
That is fresh, 60.
God damn it.
Dead on
Told
60.
you.
1994's Guarding Tess.
Fresh.
Rotten.
Rotten is correct, 56%.
Sweet.
Pete, you're not answering anymore. 1998 Snake Eyes, featuring one of the longest one-shots of all time.
Rotten.
Rotten, 41%. That's right. It all comes down to this.
All right.
1992 Honeymoon in Vegas.
Fresh.
Rotten.
Pete, you're not answering
Get
questions.
out of here.
It was fresh, though.
Oh, God damn it.
We, as all of our games do, it ends in a tie.
Okay, that's fine.
That is,
I'll accept.
It's not worth playing things because they always end in ties.
I don't know how you all descend to my level of non-knowledge, but I appreciate it. It keeps me in the running for things.
There you go.
All right, that was my Nic Cage update.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I created a whole game for you.
That was awesome.
I think
You
that was
didn't win
really
it,
great.
but I
Oh, that's
created
cool.
it.
Oh,
I think I watched Renfield again.
you think you watched it
I
again?
watch a lot of... No, I don't watch anything. I did watch Renfield again.
Okay.
Did you watch Ready or Not?
I did watch Ready or
Good
Not.
job.
Right.
I stayed up super late to watch it, and then I got sleepy, so I paused it and went to bed.
You sure did, because I was waiting to watch it, and it was stuck at 28 minutes to go all night long. So my notes might be less than other people's.
I left my notebook upstairs. To be fair, there wasn't much written in it.
Yeah. Mine are just names and a couple quotes, basically.
You need the names.
You do.
Fitch.
Although one of the names I wrote down was just Andy McDowell. So
You know,
I did too.
I didn't write down her name. I just wrote down Andy McDowell.
I wrote Andy McDowell has no respect for tradition.
She also does not like Kristen Brun. It was a great aside moment.
Well,
You know I never liked
to be
you.
fair, he's a dick. So
He is, but his wife is a handful.
I
not to
liked
excuse
the
him
two
like
of
Patrick
them.
Wilson, but
Those,
they're funny.
yeah.
But he's a dick.
Oh, yeah. That's what I want, though. I want those characters. I think the fun, too, is they really make that family fun to root against. Like, it becomes
easy peasy.
like cartoonish evil. The father, whoever he was great as all the plans were coming undone and he gets more and more unhinged.
Yeah,
oh, Martha, you picked this movie.
I did.
Assuming Pete would like it, and you were correct. Mm-hmm. And unlike when I asked him to watch something, he watched it pretty quickly.
Look at that.
I did see it a couple of years ago.
That's true. That's why we knew we were safe.
Okay.
in my own, it was a safe guess.
Martha, in your own words, give us the plot of Ready or Not.
Okay, Samara Weaving falls
Hey,
in.
I thought that was
Pete, are you Martha?
No. What's her name? Anna Taylor-Joy.
No.
I thought that was her for like the first 10 minutes. And I'm like,
boy.
oh wait, no, this is not. I had to look it up on the interwebs.
Yeah. Well, anyways, she gets married into this super rich family. She grew up in a foster home. She's super excited. Rich people are weird. They are like the legacy of games and shit. So at midnight they have to play a game. Anytime a member of the family gets married, they have to play a game at midnight. And she draws the worst card possible, hide and seek, which is hide until you die, basically. They must kill you. Or Satan kills all of them.
All right.
Ending.
Pete,
End scene.
you know what I'm going to ask you now. This movie had the easiest act breaks of any movie we've covered to figure out. Give us your act breaks. Where does Act 1 end and Act 2 begin?
Well, the first 45 minutes was kind of slow, and then the last 45 minutes was really fast.
That's 2.
There were only 2 acts in that movie.
That's not correct.
That is very all right. So
This is the easiest one you're ever going to have, I think.
right up until
They should have put title cards up.
Those title cards don't help me because those title cards sometimes there's like 5 of them or something.
So where does Act 1
All
end?
right, Act 1 ends at the game, the start of the game.
You're halfway there. You're halfway there. Where does Act 2 end?
Act 2 would end when they all blow up at the end.
No. That's the climax of the movie.
Are you sure?
It is not even in Act 2.
That's what I got.
Act 2 ends when they catch her and start the ritual.
They
That's a
tie her
very
to the
short-
table.
Third
No, it's
act.
not.
No, the second act is long.
The second act's always
I thought
longer.
the first act was long.
No.
That's like 45 minutes of the movie.
It's not. It's like 25 minutes and then the game starts.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Well,
I stayed up really late, and then Fred had a nightmare. Hey, Martha, your daughter keeps talking about the Stranger Things, and
I know. I told her to stop. I'm sorry. I'm like, stop, you're scaring Fred. And Fred said, it's okay. I'm really interested. I just don't want to watch it. And I'm like, okay.
Fred is my 10-year-old daughter, and she is terrified of anything vaguely scary. And so, yes, thank you, Martha.
Yeah.
4 o'clock, I was up, and I've been up since about then. Went to bed after midnight because I was trying
All
to
right.
watch this movie, so I'm going to be less coherent than normal.
Well, Sophia is my 9-year-old who loves Stranger Things and is scaring Fred because she thinks it's
Well, now we're
exciting.
going to watch it.
Yeah.
I've been
There you
really
go.
working on teaching her about practical effects, and those are actors and such. So
Yeah. How
All
about
right.
that? Penny watched it. She'll be fine. Although
thought-
she was in my bed last night because she had nightmares. So
all right.
there's that.
is she named after Pennywise?
I was gonna ask.
No, do you want to know where I came up with the name of Penny?
Nope, let's move on. Go ahead.
Oh, the Big Bang Theory.
Oh, that's
Which, yeah, is not that exciting. But I just liked it.
Fred came from not Buffy, Angel.
There you go.
So
I like it.
The Big Bang Theory is my mother's second favorite show. Her favorite is anything that Jim Caviezel stars in. I don't know why I'm burying her like this.
I don't know either, but she does have to pay for her crimes somewhere at least.
Yeah,
socially, if not legally.
All right, Pete. What did you think of Ready or Not?
I liked it.
There you go. That's
Simple.
I knew that's what we were going to get.
High praise.
The directors of this, one of the writers and a producer, are the creative team behind the new Scream movies.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
When they were announced as the directors of the new Scream movie, I was very excited in 2022, that movie. I was very excited because Ready or Not has, even though it's not at all like Scream, it has that kind of, they got comedy, they got horror. They got action. Like I thought they
Yes.
were going to get the tone right, and they did.
Yeah,
because those movies are
absolutely.
good. So, what do you think of that, Pete? It's good.
Vaguely remember you talking about that back then. Any standout parts? Anyone?
Well, the most interesting character by far is Adam Brody's Daniel.
Oh my God, I love him.
He's the best character in
Yeah.
that movie.
Him in this role or him in general?
In general, but in
I
this,
agree with you. Yeah.
I love Adam Brody since the OC. Ooh.
I didn't know I looked that up because I was trying to figure out. I've seen a lot of his things, but I did not know whatever Wikipedia said his claim to fame
Oh my God, I was
the
obsessed
OC.
with him. Yeah.
All right.
Back in the day. But no, I did love him in this movie. I loved the character Daniel. I was rooting for him.
Well, he was the one who was legitimately conflicted. I thought the first time when I was watching it, the two kids at the beginning, I assumed Daniel was going to be the younger one, the one who was hiding, but I didn't, just because he was like the messed up whatever. So
Gotcha.
it was it's nothing. I just thought it was a nice
He
little
was
twist.
the only decent person in the family. Even the husband turned out to be.
No, hold
shitty.
on. Alex tries very hard for a long time to help her. It's only when he realizes the marriage is over, he's like, well, then why die?
Yeah.
Yeah, but his mom, I don't like her very much.
Yeah,
you know why I
have
don't
it
like
written down here. I've been dying to know for 30 years why you don't like Andy McDowell.
I don't like Andy McDowell for some reason.
But hold on, before you go on, you love the movie Hudson Hawk.
You
You love Groundhog Day.
I love Groundhog
You love
Day.
Multiplicity.
I love Multiplicity.
Explain to me why you don't like Andy McDowell.
I think because she has a southern accent.
Okay.
That might be all of it. I just really dislike the South. Take that, South.
All right.
You know what?
That's a stance.
That is a stance. I think the Civil War was a stupid war, and we should have let him go.
Dan Aykroyd was a stand.
Oh God.
It's 9 o'clock in the morning. They kill 3 maids in this movie for comedy.
3 Maids of Milking?
Yep.
3 maids. That last one got what she deserved.
That's right.
They
Is
all
that
were
your
trying
note?
to tattle, though.
Yeah, I know, but I liked her the least. Also, she wasn't the favorite. Clara was the favorite.
That's right. Christian Brune's
Dora
favorite.
can suck it.
Wait, which one was Clara?
The first one that got shot in the face.
Oh, by the coked up daughter. She was fantastic.
Yes, the one I wrote down. She yelled, "Cock! I forgot my gun," which I thought was hilarious. Instead of "fuck," she yelled, "Cock! I can't talk. It's too early."
Yep. That's where we all are.
And
Ugh,
Pete
God.
forced us into his basement again because he's so terrified of that episode coming out that Ken hosted.
No. Yes,
It hasn't come out yet.
No,
No.
I will force everyone into my basement at gunpoint if needed, as Brian said, because we will never air that episode.
All right.
I enjoyed Christian Brune's character at the crossbow, and he spends most of the movie watching a crossbow video on YouTube,
Sitting on the toilet.
Oblivious to everything going on around him.
trying to understand how it works.
I liked how ruthless Adam Brody's wife was. Or Adam, yes,
Charity.
Daniel.
Daniel.
Daniel's wife, Charity. Yeah.
I knew Fitch. That was the name I walked away with remembering.
I didn't write that one down.
Yeah.
That's one of the names I wrote down. I think I wrote down Father, Fitch, and then there was another F thing. I don't know why I was on this F.
I don't have another F. I got nothing.
That's an N.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good point.
Which one was that, though? Was that one of the maids?
Yes.
Charity, Nothing, and Claire? No, Charity was the wife.
Clara.
Clara.
Dora, I don't know, the middle one
All right.
who got shot in the mouth.
So, the ending, to me, it was the highlight of, like, Samara Weaving was really good. I liked her outfits. Like, I really thought that was like
Oh my
a
God,
look.
she
with,
badass.
with those, what are they? The Converse sneakers and just the dress ripped. And I was like, that's a really cool, like,
It's
look.
a good Halloween costume.
It was just, it was a neat, just, it's like, it's almost like an iconic kind of thing for a movie that, is this movie popular? A lot of people seen it?
It's on a,
It made a lot of money.
yeah.
Made like $60 million on a $5 million budget or something like that.
Good
Which
for them.
we learned a few weeks ago is apparently a failure.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's
Well,
on Rotten Tomatoes list of 100 top 100 horror movies.
Okay. All
So
right.
that's good.
Maybe
And
we'll
so is
See that, Pete? A
Poltergeist.
list.
So
Yeah. Well, it just means that people know about it then, because people pay attention.
To find
There's
your
lists.
answer to, is it popular? You could go to a list. We tried to explain to him what a list was.
Yeah, but
It
then
didn't
I got to go
right.
look at other lists because that's just one person, blah, blah, blah. There's
Sure.
a lot of variables, so why?
Well, Rotten Tomatoes is every review
yeah, ever.
factored into each ranking.
Yeah, but it's not like the people I know, so what do I care about their opinions?
So go poll the neighborhood.
That's kind of what I do. That's why you guys are here.
We explained why we're here. We're here because you're afraid that audio is going to come.
Speaking of, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, have you seen it?
Yeah.
What do you think? It's a good movie? I don't get it.
It's crazy. It's insane.
Is there a joke buried here?
I think this was last week when
he's mad that I don't like Poltergeist as much as he does. So he's picked one of the all-time most important classic films in the history of the medium, and it's like, I don't like it. I don't get it. What is it?
I'm not picking sides in this divorce. Please stop.
It's not. I legitimately do not understand. I've watched that movie one time.
What's not to understand?
One time.
Why it's so important? One time,
20-something years ago.
20-something years ago, I watched it. I was probably 19.
Although,
Because it's scary.
what did we talk about when I got here today? 20 years ago, you saw Freddy vs. Jason, and you hold it in such high esteem.
I only saw
Texas
the one.
Chainsaw Massacre.
Well, I know what's fun, and I know what's just a movie that's kind of old.
Well, I think Texas Chainsaw is less fun than it is just good.
Well, I'm gonna have to rewatch it because you're the third person now who.
It's a good movie.
Pete.
It's scary.
Pete.
It's fucked up.
Yes.
It's one of the all-time classic films in the history of the media.
Ay.
So she's not the second person or third person to tell you this.
You're the third person that I've talked to in this basement who has
Did
told
you
me.
watch the new one? The sequel?
With Matthew McConaughey and Jennifer Beal, I believe.
No.
Jessica Biel.
Jessica Biel.
Those are two
Jennifer's
different
body.
movies.
No, that was
Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey and Renée Zellweger are in one. Jessica Biel is in the remake.
Yeah.
So I've seen all of them then.
Is it? Who else is in it?
I think Ken brought this up. I think what clouds his judgment is that he's seen sequels and remakes, and they're all terrible. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if he's just positioning that onto his memory of the original. I don't know that he's seen the original.
I did. I think I saw it with you at your house. Yeah.
I don't think that's true.
Maybe it's not true.
I got
I don't
no.
think you've seen it.
So anyway, I like that dress.
Anyway,
that was a
ready
good
or
dress.
not.
Hold on, I got one more thing on Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh,
This will be. I tried to figure out last week whether it or not. Don't start with your shit. Whether you're going to start on this Pennywise shit again. Every time I say it in this podcast, he likes to jump in and be like, "Ooh, chapter 2." I tried to figure out if Texas Chainsaw Massacre or Black Christmas deserve the credit for the first final girl in horror films, and I couldn't figure out which one came first, even though you'd think they came out the same year. I couldn't figure out Black Christmas. You'd figure come out around Christmas time, and Pete said it probably didn't. I guess it turns out that it did.
I was right.
But do you know what day we were? Okay, October 11th is the day that Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out. So I was left with that as like the over/under on. I figured it has to be first then. Black Christmas did come out around Christmas time. Let me look it up real quick.
Look up time. We should have theme music for the look up time. I don't have any. I was looking at you, Martha. That was your cue to sing something.
There you go.
Black Christmas 1974 did come out technically after Texas Chainsaw Massacre because it came out on December 20th for Christmas. But its first screening was in Toronto on the same exact day as Texas Chainsaw Massacre was released, October 11th, 1974. So there is no answer to which movie had the first final girl because they came out the same day.
As all things are.
Yes.
Another tie.
Another tie.
No, there's another correction for you.
All right.
Same day. Although I still will maintain that Texas Chainsaw Massacre had to take less time to shoot. It just had to.
Yeah.
I feel like it was shot over like a long weekend.
I wouldn't know. I don't remember this movie, apparently.
No, you remember Matthew McConaughey was chasing Jessica Biel around?
Yeah, and then I remember Jennifer Beal had a... Jennifer Beal had a tank top that withstood
Jennifer
all
Beals
sorts of
is
weather.
Flashdance.
Jennifer Susanna Hoffs was in the Bengals.
Bengals.
And she looked like kind of Jennifer Beals.
She did.
I'm lost.
This is old person
No,
talk.
that's
Old person.
By the way, so I saw my nieces this week, and they're in their early 20s,
Okay.
and I made a reference to Tommy Boy,
Yeah.
and they stared at me blankly.
What?
Yes.
Oh,
And
they're
then,
in their early 20s?
and then I looked
Okay.
at them, and I realized just everything I know, all my references are dated because I hang out with people roughly my age or children, and children never understand what you're talking about and assume
Anyway,
you're...
it doesn't matter.
Right, it doesn't matter what you say.
Yeah.
But boy, they were like, we saw it once, I think, and I'm like, 2 days later, my brother made a reference. I can't remember the movie, and the game stopped, and everyone stared at him, and I'm like, loser.
And then they told him that they liked Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and he punched them in the throat.
And
Get out of my house.
Now I'm not invited back to family events.
Speaking of Final Girls, this movie basically just takes the Final Girl chase scene and makes the whole movie out of it.
Yes.
It was not a scary movie either, in my opinion.
No, I don't think it's scary.
Right. It's just
I mean, they do a little, like, jump here and there, so I guess that is horror, whatever.
Yeah, there were definitely jumps here or there, right?
Yeah.
But
And
it was just a fun...
a little gory.
The gore was definitely there. The gore was fun gore, too.
Yeah, except for when she slammed her hand on that nail. That was
cringe. Like, oh,
no,
like,
but like when she yells at Georgie, then you motherfucker.
So at the end, when everyone's exploding,
Yeah.
and you all know my stance that I am the softest of software. I cannot stand to watch any child get hurt. I
they
don't
ran
like
out of the
movies. That I laughed out loud when that tinier blood spurt came squirting out of there. And then the other brother too, and he didn't really do anything. Like, you all deserve it.
Yeah, Georgie's an asshole.
They did a really good job of turning me, like, everything I apparently used to believe in was gone. I'm like, kill that child.
Mm-hmm.
Kill it good.
Georgie sucks.
There was a moment in the movie, and it has a perfect answer in the film, moments later, where she's explaining to Samara Weaving, Grace, what's happening. And she's like, why would you do this? Why would you be a part of this? And he just looks at her and goes, because I was thinking, like, why did he marry her then? And he just looks at her and goes, you wanted to get married. And I adored that moment because that was the question I had at that exact second, answered in real time in the film. Why would you just never get married then? This would never come up.
I do agree. But
You wanted to get married.
He said you would have left if I hadn't proposed.
Yeah.
See, but that
But
kind
if
of
he would
pushed.
have explained, I would have been like,
This is a movie about, about not getting married.
Well, it makes him kind of a dick the whole time in my book because he did know.
Agreed.
And as Andy McDowell explained to him, like, you would have never played the game if you didn't think part of you didn't think it was real. If you didn't, that just shows me that the love isn't there. It wasn't real.
Did you do it with a Southern accent?
Probably. It was tough for me to listen. Maybe that's what she said. I don't know.
You like Tom Petty?
I never heard him talk. I just heard him sing.
I
Was
just
he
want to
from
see
the
if this
South?
is just... I think so. He has a Southern accent. He has a song called Southern Accents. Does that count?
I don't know that one. I like Running Down a Dream. That's a good one.
Oh, your references are weird, man. There's a 20-year-old in the corner just staring at you.
I'm used to it at this point. I know where I'm not wanted, which is apparently my family's house.
The ending is, of course, perfect because it lets enough time lapse for both jokes to work.
yeah.
Where the sunlight comes, dawn has arrived, nothing happens. So they get to look ridiculously stupid.
The slow realization as some of them are like, no, this isn't happening. Some are still scared. Each one was coming to it in their own pace, which was great.
I know. Because you're just waiting for everybody to be like, oh my God, we're so sorry. We didn't mean it.
Where were you guys? I was convinced it wasn't real. Like, they did it. They pushed it just far enough where I'm like, oh, there is no curse.
The first time I watched it, I was like, oh, these assholes. And then Aunt Helen exploded. And I was like, well, she deserved that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was with you. I thought, like, of course it's not real.
Right.
And then
and
they
now where
exploded.
do
I was
we
like,
go?
amazing.
Right. From this psychotic rich family and they're weird.
Yeah.
But yep, then the explosion started. I'm like, oh, so much fun. Those kids, ha.
And it has a great ending line. As she's sitting outside smoking.
In-laws.
Says, what happened in there?
Right. Her little, like, smirk of derision, too, of just exhaustion. Like, in-laws. I liked her.
We get the ghost of, what was his name?
Mr. LaBelle.
LaBelle. And he tips his cap to her. He just likes games.
Yeah. Right.
That's it.
He's just a gamesman.
Is that a surprise?
She played well. How much I enjoyed, too, that the family loves their traditions, but they drop them immediately when they think they're in danger and turn on the cameras and start using technology to
I
benefit
know,
them and
that's
everyone.
bullshit. That's why I wrote.
Yeah.
Andy McDowell has no respect for tradition. But
None of them did, though. They all were like,
The
yeah,
dad
look-
gave up on that real quick.
everyone except the aunt. Because she lost a husband in the beginning.
Yeah, well, she's
So she demanded that the
genuinely
traditions.
fucked up.
Well, yeah, because now she
I
had
would
to
too.
follow.
She's mad.
Yeah,
and
she
wants
loves
other
the
people to
traditions,
die.
but when the
Revenge.
thing ends and she says, I guess it's too late, but I'm going to kill you anyway, like,
The bitch dies anyway.
that's not tradition.
Well, no, she's just spiteful.
So Doctor, whatever, what was his name? Mr. Bale?
LaBelle.
LaBelle. That's like Belial the devil, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
So I was just like, ooh, I know
Yes.
things.
Yes,
So he
'cause
was
they
the
made
devil.
A deal with the devil.
Yeah, like the literal devil that we're dealing with here.
Right.
And he likes games.
Yeah, and fiddling.
He lost. I
The two
don't.
things I know about him.
I don't know why he made up the rules and who was the judge, but he did lose.
Yeah.
Do you know what we're talking about? Or
No,
you just,
I'm lost.
It's a
This
Charlie
reference is-
Daniels band.
This is the
reference.
devil went down to Georgia.
He was
okay.
looking for a soul to steal.
Got it.
Yeah.
There it is. I was just gonna yes and until
Oh,
it went
okay.
away.
It only takes a couple of minutes usually, and then we make it go away. And then we'll launch into a new one, and you just sigh.
It's okay.
Maybe our references are too old.
Right. I got to start asking people what they watch. Just everyone I see on the street. So what do you guys watch? Did you guys stay till the end of the credits?
No.
No.
Spoiler alert.
What happened?
She explodes.
At the very, very end, that song starts again with the play the game. And you just hear that voice, and it was like, ooh, ooh. It started again, and I felt like I had to go hide.
It started when in the house, right? When they started to explode.
Yeah, it started there, and then,
it restarted again.
right at the very end. So now I left thinking, oh no, now I'm going to explode.
You watched to the end of the credits?
I fast forwarded.
I was going to say, who's the best boy?
Ah, God.
How could you forget that?
The best boy is somebody on the set, and I forget. I check it every time.
We're
but
gonna give Daniel the best boy.
I like Daniel. I was sad when his wife shot him in the neck.
There was
Yeah,
he had
it fucking sucked.
He's the only one that had a real character arc in the entire movie.
Agreed.
All right, Pete, I'm gonna need you to explain what you think a character arc is.
Fitch was.
I don't know which one Fitch is.
Fitch is the asshole.
He's Christian Broom.
Okay.
Yeah.
He spent the whole movie trying to learn how to use the crossbow, and then immediately handed it to someone else because he realized he couldn't do it.
And then he
and then he exploded.
Wait, but in between,
He did something
he did
else.
a Google search. He did a Google search. He wrote "Packs with the Devil, real or bullshit?" Turns out it's real.
Yes, I like Fitch.
That's not a character arc.
That's a character arc.
No.
He did. He learned how to use. He gave up his search for how to use a crossbow because he knew that he could never use it.
Those
he was
are
not
character
as,
traits.
No, that was an arc. It started in one place. Did a big I'm going to be a killer like everyone.
That's
No, I'm
that
just,
part never happened. You made
I
that
don't
part
know
up.
how to.
I don't know how to is the through line of the character.
No, but he was doing the research because he was gearing up, to do it. And then he realized he couldn't. So he's like, I can't take part in this morally, ethically, or physically. I just don't have the capabilities to operate a crossbow.
Pete,
I don't think he was morally against
Pete,
it at all.
draw an arc for me. Show me on it where it would go.
Like that.
I don't think that you're right.
It's a flat line.
Daniel does have one,
Like
though.
Kevin
Yes, he
Bacon.
does. Daniel does have a character arc.
I liked when he knocks her out at the end, and he's like, she's like, you're a good person. He takes her there, and then he's being watched the whole time, and he knew it. So you're like, ooh,
Exactly. That's for a second there. You're like, oh, he is
You're like, God
shitty.
damn it,
But it's
Daniel.
because his dad was there.
And then he poisons everybody.
That was
Yeah.
fantastic.
And
I
then he
love
gets
that.
shot by his wife.
Oh,
Charity sucks.
Actually, it has that great moment too where they're hiding under the staircase, and Grace says, "I knew you'd help me," and he says, "I didn't."
right.
And I'm like, "That's wonderful work."
See,
Mm-hmm.
but I
he
knew
was
he was
really
going to help.
He was conflicted.
He was so conflicted the whole movie.
Yeah.
Right. I had a thought and it just left my head. I'm sorry. You all
I
looked
saw
at me.
it. I saw it.
Yeah.
I
You
actually saw
both
that.
turned
leap
and
ahead.
looked at me, and I was like, "Oh no!"
Because you
And I
opened your
panicked.
mouth,
Stage fright.
and then nothing came out.
Like a couple of moths that were hiding in my wallet.
If you were, let's do this both ways. If your family was this family, and would you have married your significant others,
No.
or would you have at least told them what was going to happen if you got married? It seems like that's a conversation you have
would have
before you propose.
I would have explained everything and been like, whether it's real or bullshit, my family is insane. So let's just go live on a beach somewhere and never marry. That's
Now,
it.
couldn't you
stay
just
together.
get married somewhere else and let them all explode? Oh, I guess you'd explode too. Never
Right.
mind.
Yeah,
that
the
seems to be
whole
the
family
flaw.
does. Yeah.
Right. That's why what's
And
his face
Kid,
decided
you
to.
have not answered if you would let Kitty go through this or not.
I really like board games.
Yeah, they're fun. What are the odds you're going to draw that? It's the first time in 30 years someone drew that
Right.
card.
And I really like games, and like to be the head of a gaming empire.
Yeah.
Man, I could just sit around playing games all day.
Also, he said if you get married and don't play the game, the couple dies then.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Everyone dies.
So you just would have had
So-
this conversation before you proposed, or before.
Weigh your decision
Yeah.
very carefully. But
No,
I
Pete
just
still hasn't answered, so I'm still waiting to see what he would do here.
think there was a soft
I'm trying
yes.
to wonder. So, my wife listens to this podcast, as I found out, but she doesn't listen like that well because she's working usually or she's doing something, as one normally does.
Sure.
So, I'm wondering what the odds are of her hearing me answer this and how much trouble I'm going to get into if I.
Kitty, run.
I will say, if it was a hide and seek game and she killed everyone else in my family and it was just me trying to find her, I would blow up because I am so unobservant. I wouldn't notice her like on the couch watching TV and I'd walk right by her. So I would hope, I guess, I really like games. I'm going to think on that.
You could just play games without having, like, you
But
have
not with
access to
these
all of
stakes.
them.
Not with those stakes. I mean, that's crazy. You think
Okay.
spending like $1 on the penny slots is crazy stakes? Whew, this is even higher.
So what happens if you play, they kill her, right? Now you're addicted to that adrenaline
That
rush.
rush?
So what do you do from there on?
Get
to get
married
that?
again?
You just keep
start hanging
married?
out at like whatever foster people come from?
Jesus.
I don't know.
Well, that seems to be how Charity got there too,
All of
because
them.
she said that.
So I wonder if that was like their thing. I actually had that thought. Is that where they like, I guess, kind of just dated from because they would notice if they had family, the family might go, hey, where did my relative go on the...
Good point. I didn't think that deep on it.
Well, it was just something that I thought of
I kind of figured
because I'm a genius.
Daniel married Charity because she was a bitch and he hated her anyway, so he didn't care.
I think that was not the case. I think she knew about it. He told her because he's a stand-up kind of guy. So he told her what the stakes were, and she said, I want in, like
Right.
100%.
That's
And then-
what I got to.
Yeah, so she knew, and she was more ruthless than him. And she, in fact, was so terrified of being, whatever she came from again,
Yeah.
that she was willing to kill everything to keep, to win that game.
Right. No, yeah, I totally agree with that. But I also believe he didn't care if that came up.
Oh, when they got married?
Yeah.
Definitely by, the point we meet them, that's true. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it was love back at the beginning. I don't know how long they were married.
I don't know.
He seemed pretty drunk and hopeless.
I would be too if my family was like that. I'd either be him or the coked up Emily.
We all like to think that, but I'd probably be Kristen Broom looking at those videos trying to figure out how to use a crossbow.
I'd probably be the father, psychotically incompetent.
Let's do it the other way then. You're getting married. You just married your significant other, and then he tells you, she tells you, no judgment, this is going to happen now, and you draw the card. Like, what would you do when he tells you that, or Kitty told you, or your husband told you? Like,
Immediately divorce.
Immediately
Annulment.
Let's be fair. Kitty would
because you
immediately...
love games.
Kitty would not give me a 100-second head start. Kitty would just turn around and like put an ice pick through my skull. That would be the end of that. And she would know the rules that, oh no, we're supposed to keep him alive to ritually sacrifice him at the end.
Mm-hmm.
She wouldn't care. She would just stab me right in the neck. Got him. That's how competitive she is.
It's true, she is competitive.
I know she is.
She frequently has to be asked to calm down when playing, like to play nicer with our children because they might steal the soccer ball from her, so she will hip check them or kick their shins.
Beam him right in the face with the ball. It was an accident.
Very competitive though. So if I was the family and Kitty drew the card, she would kill us all well before. So it would be bad. Like I'm screwed either way if Kitty is involved in this movie.
Eric wouldn't have ever let me get that far.
That's what she thought about Alex.
Well, true.
If he was super rich and came from that family, you don't know what kind of messed up stuff that does to people.
No, I know. Good
Could you
point.
ever find yourself falling in love with somebody who came from that background though? Because like they got to be something wrong with
A gaming
I guess-
empire? Yes.
I guess it
wanna-
works though because he left.
I'd want to meet the family first.
Yeah,
Like,
he
I
left
wouldn't-
though. He wanted nothing to do with the family. So
Right.
that kind of weighs in his favor of why she could fall in love with him because he hated them too.
Right, but then why? Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't have bothered with any of it. And if you end up in that situation and you're fucked, well then you're fucked and you just gotta fight your way out.
Like she
One,
did.
I would have never gotten out of that fucking dumbwaiter. I would have just stayed in there.
Yeah, but she didn't realize the stakes at the time. She
No,
was
I know.
drunk and
True, but I still wouldn't. I don't. Well, he should have just told her right off the bat.
also I can't
Immediately.
hide. Yes. I'll agree, I guess.
He should have immediately been like, "They're gonna try and kill you."
If you're
Whether-
looking for true love there.
Right.
Which makes me think he was a dick the whole time.
Well, he was a dick the whole time.
Again, he thought, what are the odds they're going to draw this card? I'll never have to come up.
That's not true love then, right?
Although, doesn't he think it'll come up at some point when someone else in the family gets married, like Georgie gets married, and they're like, oh yeah, there's this thing that could happen.
And
now
then
grab your weapons.
Yeah, so she makes it out alive, and then someday they have to kill Georgie's
Or their
wife.
own kids.
Right?
Well, no, their own kids' spouses.
No, I'm saying, well, but you're going to, their own kids are going to have to go through this.
Yeah. But, I don't know.
Or you just don't have kids.
But if you're into it, I guess, right? I don't know. Do you have to keep going if you say you marry in, and then do you have to come to every one of these events? What if you skip it? No, you have to
take part. If you don't
part.
play the game, you die.
Oh, that's right. The ones who skip it, they explain that right at the beginning. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. I'm remembering stuff. Good for me.
You watched this in the last 12 hours.
Not all of it.
No, he finished it all, or started and finished in the last 12 hours. He still got a long nap in between.
Okay.
When did you finish it this morning?
Yeah, I finished it early this morning. I don't know. Again, I got up at 4 and
Sorry.
then... No, it's fine. I'm excited. I think we might start watching Stranger Things with Fred.
It's fun.
So
I know, I watched the
she's
first
afraid of hearing about it, and you think showing it to her is going to get you to sleep better.
Face your fears.
Right. Take a look.
No, hide from your fears.
Put the blanket over your head, and then the boogeyman can't...
Face your fear. That's ridiculous. I'm afraid of people who murder. Let me go check that out.
It's
no,
like
I'm going to
getting
hide from the murderers.
You get in a pool. How do you get in a pool, Martha, if it's cold?
You just jump in.
You just jump in.
That you've been in the pool with me.
Yeah, you tiptoe in.
It's cold.
It's like 1 foot at a time.
His kids mock me.
It's pretty. Sometimes it's well deserved.
Just gotta get it over with.
And then I tiptoe around.
You tiptoe around the pool trying to keep lower. You won't even stand on your feet because that's too much of your body in the water.
Last time we were playing pickle in the middle with the ball and these little kids, and they were like, we were on the outside and they caught the ball, so we had to go to the inside. And they're like, you're too tall. You got to get on your knees. And I was like, oh no, it was so cold.
It's his worst nightmare.
He wasn't ready yet.
No.
It was brutal.
What's
Ready
weird
or
is he
not.
just did what they said. He just listened to them.
They're children. You don't have to do that.
You can let them explode, apparently.
Yeah.
Which I never thought I'd see a movie where I'd be happy for it, but
Well,
The kid sucked.
if you don't do what Fred says in the pool, she just spends the rest of the time hanging on your arm trying to drown you. So it's better just to do what you're told.
that is true. My shoulder is really sore, and it's been that way for like a year, and I think it's because I would hurt dragging on my arm.
She doesn't like to be told no.
Most
But now
kids
that I
don't.
know I can just explain the plots of Stranger Things and make her go away.
There you go.
That might work.
Just make funny faces. That's what Soph was doing.
Are we going to have Fred on to do the Stranger Things podcast?
That would be fun.
Both of those kids keep asking me, like, when are you doing a podcast? I want to be on the podcast.
Oh, God.
All they want to do is make fun of me.
So they've heard it.
They're top listeners.
You know what's weird is we put it on an episode in the car on the way home from somewhere, and Sam's like, I want to listen to it. I like the sounds of your voices. And that's weird. He's 7, and I'm like, I don't want you listening to things that I say on a podcast.
That's true. I can't think of one of these that's appropriate for them.
There is nothing I say that I'm like, oh, no one wants to listen to this. No, not my children. You hear enough.
Yeah.
Well, they should act like that then during the day, right?
Yeah, right. Ready or not? I liked it.
Great.
Two
thumbs up.
It's a great review from Pete. It's a rave.
It is a rave. It's fresh. I don't know why all those Nicolas Cage movies weren't.
Watch that one next.
Fresh?
Yeah.
What's fresh? It sounds
It's a good movie.
Fresh is a Hulu original starring Sebastian Stan.
Ooh.
And,
Winter Soldier.
And
Bucky Barnes.
it won the Scare Value Award for Best Final Girl of 2022.
Bucky Barnes is the final girl?
No.
Nope. I can't remember the actress's name.
Samara
No,
Weaving.
she's not Samara Weaving.
Samara?
Samara, whatever. Tomato.
Potato.
She's in. It's the girl from Where the Crawdads Sing.
Oh, there you go. You've seen
Louisiana?
Yeah.
I don't know where the girl did. I
Her
don't
name's
know.
Louisiana Purchase.
That's a great name. Oh my God, I wish my family name was Purchase and a woman would make love to me and have a child, because then I would name it Louisiana.
Is that a boy or a girl or gender neutral?
Does it matter?
Louisiana.
It's 2020. It's 2023, Feed. It don't matter.
What the hell is her name?
It sounds like a female
Daisy
name.
Edgar Jones.
Does it matter? I don't think it matters.
No, I like it. Louisiana Purchase. It's a great name.
It's the greatest. That is, I mean, she definitely could grow up to be a stripper, but I love it. Whatever, they make money.
Well, then she could be also / maid, like in the movie.
Yeah, there you go.
The one that deserved to die.
Oh.
She was a dancer.
What were we saying right before that?
I don't know.
Fresh, yes. Fresh is a great movie, and I can't tell you why she's the best final girl, but it does. It's last year, Terrifier 2 came out, and it had a phenomenal final girl named Sienna Shaw, and I thought that's an easy win. And the more I thought about those two movies, the mental work that the final girl in Fresh does is so superior to even just crafting. Did you see Terrifier 2?
No, but Fresh was great.
they craft an epic tale for a final girl, like based in mythology, that was very cool to watch.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that. But I just thought about Fresh, and I was like, she figures something out that is so fresh, if you don't mind, that I really enjoyed her character probably the most of last year. So I recommend watching that one.
Yeah.
And it's really good.
Didn't Hulu have Prey as well?
Yep.
So that's 2 pretty solid movies, is what you guys are saying. You saw Prey, Martha?
Yes.
What did you think?
It was good.
Yeah, I really liked it a lot. Yeah.
Yep. They also had 2 years full where they did every month holiday horror movie. Anybody see those?
No.
There's like 20. I think there's 2 full years of them, so there's probably 24 if my math is correct. Like a Christmas horror movie, and there's a Pilgrim horror movie for Thanksgiving that was pretty good. The best one though was the 4th of July one. It's called Culture Shock, and directed by Gigi Salguero, and it uses dialect probably more interestingly than I've heard in a movie, where it's about a Mexican woman trying to cross the border.
Okay.
And she gets captured, and it's about these science experiments they're doing on them, where she kind of wakes up in like a colony where everything's perfect, and she's being formed into a perfect person.
Yeah.
And then when she's in there, she speaks perfect, fluent English with no accent. But when she's talking to other people like her, they're trying to escape, it's very thick. Accent. It's a super interesting movie that it's in. Barbara Crampton's in it, who I love.
Barbara Crampton.
And she's creepy as fuck because she's like the model woman and teaching them how to
check that out.
It's a really interesting movie, and I think it's the best of the. I didn't see all 24 of them, but it's the best of the ones I did see.
I'll check that out. I'll skip the Pilgrim one because the Pilgrim story, the real one, is a horror story in and of itself. So I think we're good.
This was about their revenge. This is Pilgrims coming to.
The Pilgrims' revenge?
Yeah, because the Indians took all their land, right? Am I remembering history wrong? My mother taught me.
Yeah, I think we found the problem.
No, she said
tracks.
Yeah, she said that they get to have all their cheap cigarettes and yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, do you guys remember when?
Let's move on.
When Hulu was called Huluween, like they did Huluween.
Yeah.
And then Peacock Network did Peacocktober. That's the best they came up with.
I'd give anything to be able to come up with something else.
What?
Peacocktober.
Anybody see that Pete Davidson show? Did you? Bupkis?
I'm shaking my head no.
Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Heard of it.
There's just a quick scene with Sebastian Stan, so bring that
Bucky
back
Barnes.
around. Bucky Barnes, and he accosts Pete Davidson because Pete Davidson signed into his Netflix account or something and bought, I don't know, a streaming thing like Voodoo, bought a bunch of episodes of Everybody Loves Raymond, and Sebastian Stan was like, "It's on the cock! It's streaming for free on the cock!" It was great.
Oh god.
He was Tommy Lee on a Hulu show also, Sebastian Stan.
Yes.
He's all over the place these days.
And Jason Mantzoukas plays the voice of his penis.
He's talking to himself.
That is true.
This is a real thing?
It's a real thing.
He's talking to his dick.
Man, I gotta put that on the list now.
Yeah, watch that one with your kids. They'll love it.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
On a serious note, not horror, but The Bear on Hulu, very good.
The Bear. Oh, that's the one with the guy from Shameless.
Yes.
I started watching that. He was cooking a lot, and then it's a pilot, and I have trouble getting through pilots because they're usually establishing everyone.
A chef and a pilot.
Mm-hmm. They opened a restaurant together.
Is it? Did you eat in the air?
I did. I didn't get that far. I turned it off halfway through, so it was slow. I got to assume that's where it was going.
The Mile High Restaurant.
Where does the bear come in?
I don't know.
Are they cooking bear?
See, I think that was
Cocaine
like
bear.
the reveal at the end. It's the cocaine bear down in the basement.
kitchen. Because a lot of chefs are on coke. So
Right.
that's the whole premise of coke. This is the prequel to
Of Cocaine Bear. Or maybe this is a sequel to the different bear. Now it's a thing. Now that we got it going, I kind of like this. We should workshop this.
Did you see Cocaine Bear, Tony?
I have not seen Cocaine Bear yet. Did you see it, Martha?
I didn't. My dad was like, it's not worth your time. But we'll see.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to watch it. I figured it was just going to be a... You saw it,
Ridiculous.
right? Like just kind of a you're ridiculous monster-eating people movie.
I rank it around Poltergeist, yeah.
Is that good?
No. It's a solid 3.5. Good, fun.
So not... Oh, I see. It's
It's
not as
rotten.
good as Poltergeist.
No. Poltergeist is a 4.
10.
That you act like it's a 5.
It's a 17.
Yeah.
What's the scale here?
He doesn't have one. He doesn't know how things work.
Lists.
Lists or
a banana
rankings.
is for scale. That is what you use for these things. I've learned. The internet taught me that. You use a banana for scale.
A banana? Mm-hmm. Not a tomato.
No, a banana.
Oh.
Like how
got
many
it.
bananas long is that car?
I didn't think
So
you
this-
were going to say car. Multiple bananas.
Half a banana? Is that would have been the answer, Martha.
Like, why are we using more than one banana?
Because that's what we use for scale. What do you use? Inches, feet, yards? Oh, are you a meter person? I'm shaking my head in derision.
Head at me.
Bananas. That's why I give this movie 17 bananas.
17 bananas.
All right. Bananas? How many bananas do you give it?
20.
20 bananas.
Ooh.
Okay.
Wow. How many is this out of?
Whatever you want. A bunch.
How many
There you
bananas
go.
are in a bunch?
You got there.
I'm very proud of that one.
I know. I don't know what to do now.
I think we're going to end on a high now. Good night, everybody.
All right, we will end on a high.
Okay,
All right.
bye.
Bye.
Wait, we got to plug things.
Oh, yeah, Martha. I have nothing to plug.
Starsandpavement.com, and then you can find me at Stars and Pavement on Facebook and Instagram.
We're going to make Pete watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay.
And find out how many bananas he gives it.
I like it.
You know, I realized that I was setting that up this whole time, and I did not mean to, but now I have a reason to watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
We'll watch that whenever. We'll let Martha pick the next thing she wants. So it's going to be fresh?
Fresh.
Fresh.
Fresh. All
So
right.
the next time I say that this came up and then we convened and did Insidious Week instead. We left here with 2 ideas last time, neither of which were Insidious Week, and we did Insidious Week. So I'll say that we'll do Fresh next, and we'll do Fresh eventually. Who knows what we'll do in between?
All right.
Go.
Sounds good.
All right, Hulu, Pete.
Bye.
Scarevalue.com.
Thank you.